agents, man. Motherfuckers that been watching and threatening brothers, sending text messages. You know, hey man, with that moment, man, when y'all make that move last night, all you did was confirm our belief. All right, now we're more turned up in the spirit now, man. Now we finna go just extra harder for that now, man. You know, I'm glad that y'all made that move. All right. If y'all don't have nothing right now, somebody get Psalms 3 and 6. Psalm 3 and 6. Somebody also get Psalm 27. Psalm 27.
Psalm 3 and 6. I will not be afraid of 10,000 people that have set themselves against me around about.
That's right, man. We ain't gonna be afraid of the multitude, man. All right, all you crackers, we know you wanna come for us. We waiting on you, man. Come do what you gotta do. You're not gonna move us, man. All right? We read scriptures earlier proving that the men of the Lord are going to be protected by the holy angels. Okay? Some of us, we might have to go out and taste of death. But either way, it's going to be a win-win situation. Because whether we go out by the sword or whether we go out by the chariots, we still going to get everlasting life. So fuck what you got to do. We ain't worried about you, man. You know? We ain't worried about you, man. We know y'all plans and plots, man. We know what list that we're on. I'm pretty sure we on the color. I'm pretty sure we on the color of automatic execution.
Yeah, we're not on the reform list.
Yeah.
We can't be reformed, as you can see.
Yeah. Y'all lump us in the boat, in the same boat with ISIS and shit. You know? Go ahead, Al.
This is Psalms 27 and 1. The Most High is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear?
You read Psalms 3?
Psalms 3 and 6. I will not be afraid of 10,000 people that have set themselves against me round about. Arise, O Lord, save me. O my God, O my power. For thou hast smitten all my enemies upon the cheekbone. Thou hast broken the teeth of the ungodly.
Hey, and that's the Heavenly Father. That's what he's going to do. He's going to break you devils down, man. Shalom, brother. Shalom.
All right, I'll see y'all next week.
Shalom.
Salvation belongeth unto the Lord. Thy blessing is upon thy people. Salah.
Yeah, man. So we gonna have the, hey, man, while you think you watching us and think that you got some type of device that you gonna try to take us in, the Lord said he gonna take the crafty in his own counsel, man.
No weapon formed against us shall prosper.
All right. So hey, come on, man. You know, you devils are weak, man. You weak. Esau, you weak.
Right.
You white people, y'all weak, man.
That's right.
All right. You
Thus
weak.
says the Bible. Thus says the earth.
Just wait till we get that power, man. Just wait.
This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Yep.
Taking out the men of the Lord or trying to threaten the men of the Lord, that's an evil work. You devise that, trying to figure out how to get us. Right? It says, when the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand.
That's it, man. That's why they do what they do. Because right now they got the power. But guess what? It's the Heavenly Father that ruleth in the kingdom of men. You only gonna do what the Lord's gonna allow you devils to do, man. Because he's the one that's in control, man. All right?
So touch
And
not
the Lord
mine
said,
anointed.
touch not mine anointed. So whatever you think you're going to do to us, it's just according to your own vain pride that you got. All right? You ain't going to prosper, man.
That's right.
You're not going to prosper, man. It ain't going to work. You're not going to succeed with your dirty deed. All right? Get Psalms 27.
Psalms 27:1. The Most High Yahweh is my light and my salvation.
Uh-huh.
Whom shall I fear?
Yeah, whom shall I fear? All right, he's our refuge, he's our power, he's our protection. Go ahead.
The Lord Yahweh is my strength of my life.
Uh-huh.
Of whom shall I be afraid?
Yeah, who shall we be afraid of, man? Okay. Go ahead.
When the wicked, even my enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell.
Hey, man.
That's right.
Hey, man. You can imagine that, man. When these devils try to run down upon us or whatever it is that they plotting to do against us, you can just imagine what they try to do ends up failing. You know? That shit can backfire, man. By way of one of the Lord's angels. Okay? The Lord can have it to where you try to I think I mentioned this a few years back, man. Those that are meant to make it to the chariots and be delivered, some of those brothers, if they get caught up in the concentration camps, the Lord might have it to where their neck become like steel when that saw comes down and break the damn guillotine. And it's gonna have this devil scratching his head. That's when you're gonna know the power is with the elect of Israel, man. Or have an angel just come and just take them up out of there.
Tell us what
You
Right in
know?
front of everybody.
Just like that. You know? Hey, just like when Prophet Daniel and the other three, when they got cast into the fiery furnace, none of them got touched, but one of the men, I don't know if it was one of the officers, but another one that cast him in there, he ended up getting burned. Because he turned it up all the way to the top. And notice that, go to that real quick, man. If somebody can find that in Daniel, I think it's the second chapter. I think it's like the 6th chapter. I think Daniel, it might have been the 6th, it might be the 6th chapter. Stay where you at, bro, in Psalms 27. Yeah. Because it backfired.
Smoke or
Yeah.
you smell smoke.
Yep. So Daniel,
That's three.
Daniel, the 3rd chapter? Huh. Yeah, let's read that, man.
On the 23rd verse. Well, I got the song of the three holy children, that prayer. I don't see it.
Daniel 3 and 23.
Start up a little bit.
Daniel 3 and
Like 20.
Daniel 3 and 20. And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach.
No, go 19.
Yeah, 19.
Daniel 3 and 19. Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage was charged against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 1/7 times more than it was.
So he said, hey man, turn that fiery furnace all the way up. All the way. I hate them with a passion. I want them to melt immediately.
You want to bring this.
Yeah.
You want to bring this.
This was Nebuchadnezzar's counsel against men of the Lord, man. Okay? This was their counsel, man. This was his plot against the righteous at that time, during the time of the Babylonian captivity. All right, this is for our learning, man. These type of stories are supposed to bring us to remembrance and to build our faith there. Go ahead.
Heat the furnace one 7 times more than it was wont to be heated.
Yep.
And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
So he went and got some big, muscle-bound Babylonian Hamites that were, guards. They were mighty to bound them up, to put them down there in that fiery furnace.
He used the buff because he knew that there might be some spiritual men. They might be able to get out of that.
Exactly.
So let's just make sure we got the
Hey, and
spirit.
this devil gonna probably try to do the same thing to men,
But
to the men of the Lord.
Steve Austin.
Yeah, he's gonna try to get them sharpshooters or them big, muscle-bound UFC, MMA, all type of dudes that try to round us up.
We get Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. So to try to round us up, man. Go ahead, bro.
And cast him into the burning fiery furnace.
Brock
Yep.
Then these men were bound in their coats, then hosen and their hats and their other garments that were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
So they cast them and then all that pertained to them, all into it. They want to burn everything up, man. A total cremation. That's what they tried to do to Prophet Daniel. And the 3. Go ahead.
Therefore, because the king's commandments was urgent, and the furnace was exceedingly hot, the flames of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
So it backfired on their ass. You see that, right? They turned back on them. They felt the flames, and they got burnt up. All right? That's why the Lord said, I take the evil, the crafty in their own craftiness, man. All right? Whatever you got set against us, it could possibly backfire, so be very careful, man. Get very careful of who you do, what you do to, man.
Also the missiles. You're going to try to use the missiles for something else, but they going to backfire on you too.
That's right.
They're going to be the instrument that takes your kingdom down. You thought it would be the instrument that would establish your kingdom.
And you think you came up with a new world order? The Lord already got it written what the new world order is going to be. It's going to be the kingdom of heaven. A new heaven and a new earth. That's the new world order, man.
Righteous.
So the real new world order was established from the beginning of the world was created, man. Our new world order existed before you even thought of a new world order, man.
That's where you got the idea.
Exactly. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 23. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down bound in the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar, the king, was astonished.
He was astonished, man. He was tripping. What the hell? If you see somebody walking, up and down the street in flames, and it seems like they're just walking like nothing's bothering them. What's that one of the guys from Fantastic Four?
Oh, yeah. I don't remember his name.
Human Torch. Imagine a Human Torch walking up and down the street. That's not nothing usual. That's not normal. You know that's something from heaven. That got that happening, man. That's power, man. That's gonna have everybody tripped out. That'll have everybody bugging out, man. Spiritual power. So that's what Nebuchadnezzar. That was what he was witnessing when his plan didn't go right. He saw power from the Heavenly Father. All right. The same thing with Pharaoh. Yeah. The Lord showed His power with Pharaoh, man. Okay. So it's gonna be no different now. You're gonna try to come run up on us, but the Lord's gonna show His power. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 24. Then Nebuchadnezzar, the king, was astonished, and rose up in haste and spake, and said unto his counselors, Did we not cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, True, O king.
Yep.
He answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire.
What's that?
Walking in the midst of
4 men. Well, now remember, it was only 3 of them. You know?
And they have no hurt.
And because guess what? There was an angel in the midst of that furnace, protecting them. Right? Then we read in Psalms 34 that the angels of the Lord encampeth about around him that feareth the Lord, and he delivereth them. All right? All these stories are made for us, man. We believe this, man. This is our faith here, man. That's why we're not afraid about what these devils is talking about, man. You know, you hit my line up, I'm gonna crack a smile, man. You know? Go ahead, bro.
And they have no hurt.
And they have no hurt.
And the form of the 4th is like unto the son of Yahweh.
Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? Yahweh Shai was being Yahweh Shai then. Okay? Straight up, man. So you don't think that we gonna be delivered from the perils if we are the elect? You know?
So, First Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 49. Now when the time drew near that Mattathias should die, he said unto his sons, Now hath pride and rebuke gotten strength in the time of destruction and the wrath of indignation. You know that time is coming up with us soon also. This is the mind state if it happens to reach us. Because some men it will reach. Some of the elected will reach. It says, Now therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the law and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time, so shall ye receive great honor and an everlasting name. And they have that. There's more. I'll keep it. It says,
You still in Psalms 27?
It says, Was not Abraham found faithful in temptation, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness? Because there's a righteous reason why we're willing to die for this thing as a martyr. Or we're willing to give our lives a living sacrifice. You know, and even a sacrifice unto death, if that be the will of the Most High God, Yahweh. And it says, because our names will be etched like the men in this, you know, like the ancient men, our ancient fathers' names were etched, like Abraham was going to continue on. It says Joseph, in the time of his distress, kept the commandment and was made Lord of Egypt. Phineas, our father, in being zealous and fervent, obtained a covenant of everlasting priesthood. Yeah. Yeah, Jesus, when Yahweh was fulfilled, the word was made a judge of Israel, Yahweh. Caleb, for bearing.
No, that's Joshua.
Joshua.
That's Joshua.
That's what I thought. That's what it was written here, Jesus. Right? So Joshua, for fulfilling the word, was made the judge of Israel. Right. It says Caleb for bearing, because those two words, Yahweh and Joshua, are the same. Anyway, it says Caleb for bearing witness before the congregation received the heritage of the land. David for being merciful possessed the throne of an everlasting kingdom. And what they're naming is these men all die. If you kill us, it'll exalt us later. Our names shall be exalted later.
Revelation, what was that? 15 and 14, or 14 and 15. Our works, those that die in the Lord, their works follow them.
Keep reading. It says, David, for being merciful, possessed the throne for an everlasting kingdom. Elijah, for being zealous and fervent for the law, was taken up into heaven. That's right. says, Ananias, Azariah, and Mishael, right, that's the 3 holy men he's talking about, by believing they were saved out of the flame. Daniel, for his innocency, right? It says Daniel, for his innocency, was delivered from the mouth of lions.
Yeah, he suffered. The fiery furnace wasn't the only thing Prophet Daniel had to go through. They threw him in a lion's den, you know? So he had to go through plenty, man. Prophet Isaiah, he had to suffer getting put in the stocks, man. They put him in a prison and they had him hung upside down, you know? They were trying to torture him.
It says, and thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome.
Yep.
Fear not them